Feels like every other month a new war breaks out. Don't know what's wrong with the world. But apparently I'm so unlucky that even though I had decided to move to Cambodia this year, turns out Cambodia and Thailand are gonna go into a fucking war. Fucking great. But turns out that they have agreed to a ceasefire. So let's look into this matter. Let's see if they actually did stop this war, because it makes no fucking sense. So let's look at Al Jazeera, see what they say.
Thailand and Cambodia have agreed on a ceasefire following days of deadly cross-border fighting. The truce is now in place and appears to be holding. There's been an international diplomatic push to stop the violence, which lasted 5 days. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim...
Okay, so for those who are not in the loop, from what I've read online, Thailand and Cambodia have been in a dispute over their borders since 1907, which is like over a century now. Of course, it's the French who did all that. It's always the French, or the British, one of these two. So apparently they are disputing a few temples and the area around those temples, and even though this has been going on for over a century, this past few months they decided to escalate things, and they ended up shooting at each other, rockets flying and things like that, for pieces of land that they don't have like resources, like anything worth fighting for. They have temples, Buddhist temples, and land around them, which has high elevation. That's all I am aware of.
Proposed ceasefire talks soon after the border dispute began. Tony Cheng reports from Surin province along the Thai-Cambodian border.
Now apparently they are being pressured from the international community, from China, USA, and Malaysia. They are being told to calm down, and it's obvious they should calm down, because it's like there's no point. There's absolutely no point for this hostility.
It's the morning after the ceasefire was announced, and there's a great feeling of relief here at one of the main evacuation centres in Surin. There are about 3,000 people who've come from the border areas in the last 5 days who've been staying here.
Is there a ceasefire though? Because if we go to this video...
Morning all. So it's 9:30 here, and I wanted to confirm a few things before I started chatting with you guys about an update.
So this guy is on the ground. He knows more. Yeah, so let's see what he says. Apparently there's no ceasefire in our village, so... Okay.
We had an official statement come out that Damo sent to me, and she read to me this morning, obviously written in Thai, and it says that there's some issue, I think, with the ceasefire, that firing is continued, and then Thailand wants to protect itself, and so we kind of fear this is not the end of the situation. Although, as you saw in the video last night,
like literally, right? Thailand's GDP, 12% of it comes from tourism, and Cambodia's GDP, 8% of it comes from tourism. The more they're fighting over nothing, the more it's gonna hurt both their economies. And that it doesn't even begin to mention the farmers that have been displaced and the innocent people that have been killed over temples. These two countries, in all intents and purposes, should be cooperating. It's in their best financial interest for both of them to be friends instead of enemies. So I don't understand where this whole hostility is coming from, and I find it pointless, like completely pointless.
I did kind of have some questions whether this would be the end of it or not, but I'd like to ask subscribers to help me out here, because a lot of people are getting their information, believe it or not, from my comments, especially from people that are still staying in the red zone and near the border, that are telling us kind of what's going on the ground. So if you are in the red zone, or even if you're in a different zone and you can still hear firing this morning, please do update in the comments. We're very interested to hear, because of course the ceasefire should mean that the firing stopped at midnight last night. We don't want to spread any misinformation, and so to get it from sources of subscribers that really have no gain in
Okay.
there's no kind of propaganda gain to release that kind of information, to tell us in the comments what's going on. We also can verify that in our village, the Puyai Ban, leader of the village, has said not to go back yet, because there is still firing. That firing includes gunfire, and it includes 1 or 2 rockets that started after 4 a.m. this morning. So that's what we can confirm from...
I'm a British guy living in the Karthralak area. The 7-Eleven that got hit by Cambodia was my local 7-Eleven shop. I've not heard any firing since about 8 p.m. last night. I actually woke up this morning to find out there was a ceasefire, then find out later there's not one. I might go take a drive soon, see what's happening, though the place is a ghost town right now. Great channel, by the way, but okay. Yeah, it's a great channel. Problem is the politicians are making ceasefires, and it's the army that has the final say in what happens on the front.
Our village, that is for sure. We have family there. There's no reason for that family to make up our stories, and obviously we planned to go back, not today of course. We were always going to give it 3 days at least before going back. It's off to a shaky start, let's put it that way. I know I have a lot of subscribers on here that know about the deeper politics that is happening, and also about the idea of saving face in Asia, something that if you've only ever lived in the West, you may not fully grok. Saving face is a big thing here, and if one continues, the other will continue. That's just how it...
So they're gonna kill each other just to save face. Wow. Like, what's the point? What the fuck? There's no point. There's no point fighting. There's no point saving face and killing each other over nothing. Civilians are dying, you know? They're sacrificing civilians just so that they can save face. Wow.
How it is, it defies logic sometimes.
Yeah.
But then war generally does defy logic in many cases. But you need to have a bit of a deeper understanding of the Asian mentality to understand what's really going on. Financial restrictions or punishments won't always get the job done. Reward strategies won't always get the job done if one feels that they've lost face.
Yeah, but in the end, what's going to happen is China is going to go in there. For those who don't know, China has invested a lot in Cambodia. all over the country and its infrastructures. So if China's investments are compromised in any way, China's going to go in there, take the land from both of you, for both Cambodia and Thailand, turn it into a demilitarized zone, and then both these countries lose. They have so much more to gain by just being friendly with each other, opening their borders and letting people visit those temples and letting peace go through than keep on going with this, because at the end both these countries are gonna lose this area
against the other. So, which is my opinion, so I'm not saying that it's fact, but if you've lived in Asia long enough, you know a little bit deeper how people think here, and in the end, unfortunately, it can come down to how it looks, not how it sounds or how it behaves. So I'm going to be keeping you updated on the channel of not just what our family's doing, but what I'm hearing from other subscribers and what we're getting from the news. What I have found is there is quite a big delay between the Thai news that you get and the international news, because obviously they've got to translate it, they've got to publish it, they've got to approve it, they've got to publish it. Again, we're not making any claims in this vlog that I don't know to be 100% true. There's other things I could talk about right now, which I'm not going to talk about because...
Alright, Ryan and Mo, rural life in Thailand, for anybody who wants to like and subscribe.
Yesterday when the announcement came, people were very happy. And we can see this morning that all of the pressure...
Okay, so Al Jazeera is claiming that ceasefire holds, but that person who's on the ground says that it keeps happening. So how about you guys stop, right? So how about you guys calm down?
that had been building up over the last 5 days has dissipated. The conditions here aren't bad. They've got lots of food, some entertainment for the kids. The local government has been organizing activities, but conditions are pretty basic. Some people are moving around slowly today, others are catching up on sleep. But I think they're all hoping they're going to be going home eventually. But with that optimism, there is a note of caution too. People here know how fluid the situation is on the border.
I'm happy and I'm not scared. However, I pray that the situation won't be the same again if I go back.
I mean, look, just so that do you think the politicians and the military personnel of both countries their families are sitting there on the concrete and displaced from their homes? No. They're just sitting in their houses in the capital, and these people suffer so that the politicians can do more posturing and save face.
I want to go home, but I don't know how long the ceasefire will last.
I'm happy, but I'm scared that the ceasefire might not be real. I'm scared that if I go back, I will have to flee again.
The numbers are thinning a little bit. Some people have already headed home. Most are staying until the official government all clear, which we think will come later today. The Thai military made an announcement this morning that there had been a few clashes after the official ceasefire at midnight local time. But the Prime Minister has been on TV this morning and he said, in his opinion, the ceasefire is holding. We're expecting a meeting of regional military commanders from both Thailand and Cambodia a little later on this morning. That's the second part of the ceasefire process. I think at this stage it looks as if the hundreds of thousands of people who've been moved away from the border on both sides are finally going to get a chance to go home. Tony Cheng, Al Jazeera.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. The timeline is like this. 1907, a treaty signed by France and separates the borders. Thailand at that point did not complain because apparently they had other things to be concerned with. And then when they decided to come back to it, the International Court ruled that the temple, that most contested temple, which was made by the Khmer Empire, right? That pre-think temple was made by the Khmer Empire, and it was ruled that it belonged to Cambodia, but they didn't rule about the area around it, and that's where shit hit the fan. So after that, like the last few months, there was a clash where a Cambodian soldier died, and then there was a then Thailand was telling Cambodia that they placed landmines or something, and some soldiers were injured, and then all hell broke loose. This is not gonna go well for any of these two countries. I don't understand why you should continue doing it, and you shouldn't. You should just go for a full ceasefire and work on improving your relations, because you are two small countries in between super countries and superpowers, and you don't want to be divided in times like this. You want to be very closely cooperating, because there's, to your north, there's a superpower that can eat you up. They will eat you up completely if you are weakened, both as states. And the more this continues, the more weakened you are. That's my 2 cents. Stop this silly war. It's pointless. It has no reason to exist. And yeah, screw safe face. Just keep on, just look into making these two countries better, because you have a long way to go.